Okay, it is Tuesday, March 31st. I don't know if you can hear that sound, but they're doing construction outside on our street and have been for the past week. So we actually woke up the other morning at 3 a.m. to jackhammering, and now they're in the middle of the street doing God knows what, but it's pretty loud, so that's what that is if if it's audible on the video. I think this is going to be my last video update from New York before I go on vacation, and there were a couple things I just wanted to kind of talk about, so nothing really new or pressing, but I think the rest of the week is going to be kind of crazy between work and getting ready for the trip and whatnot. So I'm actually going to send my update to Jeff on Friday morning before we we leave later that day, so I'm going to send it to him about a day early because my wife and I will be driving pretty much all day Saturday, so I won't be able to check in with him on our regular day. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do with that. And I kind of have like my whole vacation menu planned out, and I'll kind of, I'll fluctuate, the amounts and whatnot depending on what Jeff's feedback is this coming weekend regarding my calories and macros. But I'm really excited about going on vacation. I was really kind of worried about it when I started this whole contest prep because I thought I'm not going to be able to eat anything, and that's going to suck, But I've really planned it, and I've got like things that are in the freezer I'm going to take down in a cooler. I've got like my low carb bread and stuff like that, so I can actually have like bread products and not to feel too bad about it, or not totally blow my carbohydrates out for the day. I'm having some lobster tails delivered from Fresh Direct, which are actually a great source of protein and very lean and amazing when you grill them. But they're pricey, so we don't do that very often. But I'm also going to do like a bison steak or buffalo steak or something like that. It's supposed to be a little bit leaner than like the leanest cut of red meat. So I'm kind of looking forward to stuff like that, and like turkey burgers. And I actually found a recipe online for like a Quest grasshopper cheesecake, which has like a Quest protein bar crust. And I think the cheesecake itself is like, it's no fat cream cheese, and like you blend spinach in with it, and like almond milk and protein powder, and obviously like flavorings like a peppermint mint flavoring or something like that, and it actually won some prizes and stuff. It apparently is very good, and the macros are pretty decent for it. I think it's like 7 grams of fat per serving. The carbs aren't terrible, and obviously the protein's pretty high with the protein powder that's in there, so that should be pretty good. Incidentally, I also wanted to point out I had a Quest protein bar in my diet plan for the day. It was like one of my favorites actually, which is the chocolate chip cookie dough. And I had the oven on a few minutes ago, getting ready for dinner, and I thought, I'm going to see what happens if you throw these things in the oven. So I kind of chopped the bar up into pieces. I rolled each piece into a ball, and then I put a little bit of nonstick coconut oil spray on a cookie sheet, and I squashed each ball down pretty good on the cookie sheet, put them in the oven at 350 for like 10 minutes. And they're incredible. I mean, it's like a fresh baked cookie. It's got a little bit of a crunch to it, and the center was pretty soft. The chocolate's not real oozy, because I guess it's not, baking chocolate. But man, those things are pretty gnarly when you put them in the oven. So who knows? I guess I'm gonna try that with some of the other ones and see. I've been kind of craving cookies, and if I'm gonna have a protein bar anyway, I guess that's a way to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So. Anyway, that was a little discovery. I guess there's a lot you can actually do with the Quest protein bars. A lot of the recipes and stuff online are cool, but a lot of them have like butter and all kinds of other stuff in there that kind of negates the purpose of, a healthy protein bar snack or whatever. But anyway, I'm loving the Quest right now, and they also make a really killer protein chip that is pretty good too. So I've got a couple of those, a couple little bags of those I'm taking down to North Carolina with me. As far as the trip down there, I know I've talked about the fact that I have a home gym it's a modest home gym. I've been kind of piecing it together with stuff from Craigslist, so I'll definitely give a tour of that when I'm there, and I'm actually gonna try to film myself working out a little bit. I know that's sort of the draw with, like, you know, exercise and fitness channels on YouTube, so I'm gonna do that because it's my home gym. It's not like in public, so I feel like I can kind of go a little crazy and take my shirt off and get a pump and all that lovely stuff. The thing that I was worried about, this was one of the things I wanted to mention this evening, is my cardio, because I do not have a treadmill in North Carolina. I don't really have the space in my garage. I didn't want to eat up that much square footage with like a big bulky treadmill, because it's actually on a beautiful mountainside, and the whole point of being down there is to get outdoors. So my wife and I usually get out and walk, and like if we're really feeling frisky, we'll get out and run, even though it's tough with the incline of the hills. Like you get to the top of our driveway and you're out of breath, literally. So I was just trying to figure out how I was going to do cardio, or, you know, do it and, you know, make sure it's where I should be as far as my calories burned and heart rate and all that stuff. And I actually went online on Amazon. I bought a heart rate monitor, and I can't believe I didn't do this a long time ago, because it was only like $60, and it's really cool. It's called Polar, and I think this is kind of the more popular brand on Amazon. Like I said, it's not real expensive. There's a cheaper model and there are more expensive models, but I think this one really kind of suits all my needs. So that's the part that you wear on your wrist. And this part is actually like a little, I guess it's like a little computer technically. And this, however, is not really what gets your heart rate. There is another component that comes with it, and it's this. It's like the heart rate sensor. I think this is a ECG sensor, electrocardiogram sensor, and this clips to a belt that goes around your waist. You have to like wet this part of the belt, and there's even like a gel that I've ordered. People say putting the gel on there is better than wetting it. I guess it is better for the conductivity between the device and your skin or your heart. But anyway, I used this for the first time this morning at the gym when I was on the treadmill, and it's really pretty neat. You know, it actually logs your calories burned, your maximum heart rate, your average heart rate, and all that stuff. And it also tells you, you know, if you're above or below, you know, your targets as far as heart rate goes. So I'm planning to use that in North Carolina. I'm either going to go out and jog the hills, or even try to run, you know, for a half hour, and hopefully I can get my heart rate within that range where it needs to be that Jeff specified. And I'm also going to, you know, obviously try to shoot for, you know, roughly the same amount of calories that I've been doing on cardio. So, and actually today I was kind of impressed. Sorry, dinner's almost ready. I was actually kind of impressed with the fact that my calories on the monitor were pretty close to what was on the treadmill. I think the treadmill said like 450 were burned, and the monitor said like 490. So a little bit of variance there, but you know, it was in the ballpark. And of course, I know there's some leeway with that, because I think, you know, they ask your height and your age and that sort of thing, and I think that's sort of calculated in there. But I think it also has to do with like your body mass index and stuff, which obviously is not calculated. So, you know, I'm not sure entirely how accurate that is, but that's what I'm planning to do. And the other thing that I was kind of impressed with too is the fact that the treadmill I was on this morning picked up that sensor. It like just knew that I had a sensor on me, because on the treadmill screen it kept popping up windows that were updating me as far as whether my heart rate was too high or too low or what have you. So I thought that was actually pretty cool, is the fact that the technology just sort of recognizes the other technology. So that's the cardio situation on vacation. And the last thing I wanted to talk about real quick is my posing suit debacle. So I have to have a posing suit for this competition, obviously. The one I have been using to practice and rehearse and take photos and stuff for Jeff was just a cheapy posing suit that I bought literally off of eBay. You know, it was like $20, It doesn't fit well. It doesn't complement my figure. It's not my right color, apparently. People said lime green looks bad on me. So anyway, I found this company online called Muscle Potential, and they're also on Instagram, and I just really like the look of their suits. And I was corresponding with a gentleman from the website, and he kind of helped me get all the measurements and stuff right. He helped me submit the order. He gave me his opinion on what would look best on me and what colors would be best. And that was awesome. And after placing the order, they sent tracking, and then it never shows up. So I go online. It's the United States Postal Service. I've got the tracking, and it says it was delivered on March 25th, and it was never delivered. I've contacted Muscle Potential, obviously. I've also filed a claim with the post office, but at this point I do not have a posing suit. I was actually going to order 2 from them, and I'm glad I didn't, because I assume if both had shipped at the same time they'd both be lost. So I'm not sure what to do at this point. I kind of wish, not to say anything bad about Muscle Potential, but I really, really wish they would at least come back and replace it. You know, at the very, very least, you know, replace it at a slight discount. Like, I understand, like, it's not their fault technically, but I'm the consumer and the customer, and I haven't received a product. So I guess if I really wanted to be a dick, I guess I could go on PayPal and refute the payment or the charge or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I guess I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from them. I offered to order another suit, and I'm kind of hoping that they come back and say no problem and we'll discount it or something like that. But honestly, if they don't at this point, I was looking online, there are a couple other manufacturers of like custom posing suits for guys, and I think I might end up just going with one of them, to be honest, because, you know, I guess it's kind of the principle of the thing. You know, if Muscle Potential's not willing to sort of back it up or stand behind the fact that, you know, I didn't receive what I paid for, you know, I kind of feel like I'd be stupid to use them again. So anyway, I'm kind of hoping the thing still shows up in the mail. I don't know what happens when something gets lost in the mail. I don't know if that means the post office guy saw the label and is a bodybuilder and decided to take it, or if he didn't want to deliver it and threw it away, or if it got caught between the seats of a car or the truck or whatever. I don't know. So that was kind of a bummer. It was expensive. It was like $90, you know, and you know, I didn't get it. So anyway, that's kind of my posing suit debacle. It really kind of bummed me out. I'm just really hoping the thing shows up in the mail and just, you know, kind of got lost in this system. But anyway, I guess we'll see what happens with that. What's for dinner tonight? I might as well show you. So I've got some cod that is bacon in the oven. That's just basically some cod with lemon and some Old Bay seasoning on it, no butter. I would normally use butter, but obviously that is not on the menu. So I can actually have a pretty big piece of that tonight. I can actually have a regular sized piece, you know, and not starve myself, because I figured out the protein and whatnot for the day. I have some breadsticks from the Low Carb Bread Company. One of those is for my wife. I can't eat both because I don't have the carbs left. I've got those, and I've got a measly half cup of sweet potato there. That's kind of a bummer, but that's the most I can have. And I've also got some broccoli that's going to be steamed and eaten plain. So anyway, that is that's what I'm having for dinner tonight. I think it's actually going to be pretty good. And I've got a couple of I think I've got a fat-free, sugar-free chocolate pudding in the fridge, and I think I've also got like a Vita Top left. So kind of looking forward to that. Okay, well, that's it. I think the next video is going to be coming from North Carolina. It'll be vacation, so hopefully I'll be a little more rested and be able to keep it a little shorter and possibly more interesting.